There's a lot of things adding up. Ironheart is basically going to be the straw that would otherwise perhaps break the camel's back in a very production-heavy laden fiscal quarter for Disney or Disney Plus. And descriptions like that, hey, we're going to give you a $200 million Marvel Cinematic Universe show about the challenges of being a young black woman. Just start taking $100 bills and lighting them on fire one at a time. But Riri Williams, a brilliant MIT student, creates her own high-tech suit of armor inspired by the legacy of Tony Stark as she navigates the challenges of being a young black woman in a male-dominated field. Oh, God. Why? I mean, I get it. I think we all probably knew that's where this show was going, right? Well, but I mean, just to read it, this is the initial description. This is what's on IMDb. I need a minute. Let me try this again. Oh, T. Chat, help me out here. Show a little love out there with the hearts and the smiley faces, because I'm about to have an aneurysm. We're still doing this. Even if this was true, why change this? Take that off, take the description off of there. We already know that this doesn't work. This tells audiences to run for the hills. Riri Williams, a brilliant MIT student, creates her own high-tech suit of armor inspired by the legacy of Tony Stark as she navigates the challenges of being a young black woman in a male-dominated field. I'm going to throw up before I get to the end of this. Riri faces a dangerous technological threat that forces her to step into the role of a hero with the weight of Stark's legacy on her shoulders. Is it, though? Is it, though? She must decide if she's ready to embrace her potential as Ironheart. Get ready for the Marvel Cinematic Universe event that nobody will watch. So, again, here's the thing. All joking and humor aside, this has been a constant problem. This is not just Disney. This is everybody that does this. Just drives me nuts. All these different shows. Why do we have to focus on the fact? Why does this show have to be about, as it says, the first thing that they tell us after she's going to create an Iron Man suit is that this show is about navigating the challenges of being a young black woman. I already don't want to watch this. What I consider myself now to be a Marvel normie, as in I'm no longer, like I said the other day, I'm not the guy that shows up at midnight or Thursday previews to go see the new Marvel movie. Hasn't happened since Endgame. Ain't gonna ever happen again. Don't even care about Avengers Doomsday. Because stuff like this, like the normies out there are gonna read this and go, okay. Why? I mean, have we not had like this sounds like the same story that Hollywood's been trying to tell over and over again 27,000 times in the last few years? Seriously? Again, remember, this is, whether Disney and Marvel like it or not, what made this franchise, Marvel and their cinematic universe, massively successful, demographically, commercially speaking, overwhelmingly was white dudes. If they spent $30 to $50 million making this show, fine. If they spent $200 million making this show, which they probably did, then this is another raging dumpster fire ready to go, which is probably what it's going to be. And I don't know if they do episodic releases and these episodes are 30 to 40 minutes a piece, it will probably never chart. It will probably never get close to charting on Luminate or Nielsen or anything like that. Unless they do a binge model. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, let me tell you what, if I was Disney, free advice, Disney, totally free advice. But they're not going to do it for reasons I've already explained. Totally free advice, Disney. Binge these. Drop all 6 episodes at one time. Don't do one 30-minute episode a week. You'll at least make the show look like it was successful. Do a binge drop, put all 3 or 4 hours of it out at one time, all 6 episodes, get it over with. So you'll have a chance of getting up in the top 10 like you did with Andor, right? If they had released Andor 45-minute to 1 hour episode each and every week, it's probably never going to show up on that Luminate chart. Never, ever, ever, right? The only reason Disney's putting out 2.5 to 3 hours at a time, the way like they want to, okay? And I realize there's like 4 different time periods in there. I get it. But it was structured so that it could look like it was performing really, really well. Better than it probably otherwise was, right? It's got 700-something million minutes compared to Mobland's 680. Makes you think. Andor's, oh, wow. And a lot more people are watching Andor. It's the exact opposite. 3 times as many people are watching Mobland as Andor because Mobland puts out 41 minutes a week. The reason Disney isn't going to do this with Ironheart is because of what I said. If they do that, and this show does cost $200 million, then that means that Disney is going to have to take the charge on most of that $200 million because it is amortized over time. But they're going to take a big hit right at the end of the third quarter on streaming, on DTC. And their margins right now are pretty thin. They're only showing a profit on direct to consumer or streaming, which is Disney Plus and Hulu, of about $330 million for the quarter. They've already seemed to indicate that the next quarter that they report might not be quite as good or might not be that much better. Part of the reason for that is because of Andor. A big part of that is Andor. If they got to take a big chunk of that 300 to 400 million plus marketing in the quarter for that one show alone, think about all the other stuff they're making. They didn't have a $300 or $400 million show land on Disney Plus in the first quarter. They had some movies, and that's the other thing. Think about this. When Snow White moves to Disney Plus, who's paying for that? They got to write a check. They're going to have a journal entry on there for that. There's a lot of things adding up. Ironheart is basically going to be the straw that would otherwise perhaps break the camel's back in a very production-heavy laden fiscal quarter for Disney for Disney Plus. And descriptions like that, hey, we're going to give you a $200 million Marvel Cinematic Universe show about the challenges of being a young Black woman. Just start taking $100 bills and lighting them on fire one at a time. It'll be cheaper, I promise. And you'll lose less money. Here's the thing. If somehow magically I thought or believed even remotely that Disney was actually going to give us a really interesting character in this, I'd give it a shot, but they've never done that. If they really wanted to give us an interesting Black female character, go get Quentin Tarantino to do a show for you. Go watch Jackie Brown. Go watch, there's a million other movies out there. Disney just doesn't know how to do this. It's going to be political finger wagging the whole time. It's going to be, because they even said let me rephrase this. Let me rephrase this for Ironheart because they forgot a word in here that they really wanted to put in. As she navigates the challenges of being a young Black woman in a white male-dominated field. I promise you right now that it's not just going to be men in there that she's having to stand up to. It's going to be white dudes. I would be shocked if it was a broadly, racially, and ethnically diverse cast of male-dominated field characters. If they go into that in the school, I promise you, it's already obvious there's going to be a heavy racial component in addition to the gender component in this show. And the way that Disney usually does these is not to come up with artistic or clever ways to make a point. It's going to be to take a large metal blunt instrument like this stapler. You have my stapler, my swing line. It's going to take a blunt instrument like this and to bash you in the face with it.
Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.